prove themselves, and who better than taking out SIMP, old-timers from the American cluster. Let's have a look at Ghost Town and their lineups. What can you talk about these lineups, sir?
Well, Canids took like a really heavy setup, so they took tier 9 heavies. That means they will look for a kind of a brawl and one spotter flanker budget. But SIMP has like object 416, and the part I don't understand really, SIMP is supposed to be defending. Why are they defending with object 416? You actually use the tank usually to cap. Very peculiar. It looks like they want to position it instead of light tank on that A1 so he can decap from Fade. But then again, Ru is much better choice because of gun elevation, depression, mobility, not being able to spot him, whatever you want, rotations, like million reasons. So I really don't understand the logic behind this. They're even leaving 113 there in open field on A4. You can see it, so he can spot the cap for him, and the other guys are clustered together in a city. But they really, look at this. SIMP setup is uber heavy. They have only that one tier 8 medium. Even 113 is actually doing a medium spotter job on J1, which is quite odd.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. Maybe not so, what's the word, traditional? Not so standard, and maybe they have a plan that we don't understand.
It's honestly not standard for a reason, because that tank is fast like a medium, but it has inaccurate gun and it's not
nice shot from Frukis to Adroxis, who takes 666 damage. That's a sign if I've ever seen one.
But there's some damage coming on Gandorfus here. You can see they have a crossfire on him, and he's just receiving shots. He had to run away in the corner and hide now. The point is, when you are trying to cap there, you can take shots from the one line, even by tanks that are not spotted, so that's exactly what happened to him.
What about this Skoda from Hatch, the T50? Skoda T50 in the north. What's his play?
Well, he's supposed to keep their flank clear of any kind of rotation to non-oust it from a safe corner, so Waffen can clip out on that 7 and 8 line, you can see. So that guy is like an anchor for his team. He's watching left and right. Wherever they push, he's gonna turn his turret and he's gonna do his 3k damage free.
Fair enough. That's why he's there. Overlord Prime takes a big hit. So far, the HPs are swinging back and forth, but there goes the Conqueror. There's the first one.
Yeah, they went for a kill. He was totally separated, and they noticed he has no one covering him.
Good map awareness there for SIMP then, from SIMP.
Hey, this is standard cooldown positions from Androxis and Nits, so this is okay. And coverage by Waffen and 113 from the south, that's also okay. The problem with SIMP is only like their reaction time. Their reactions can be correct, the calls are correct.
Waffentrager E100 annihilates Mega Miner. He pokes out, and then Fuxis comes to take the shot, but Amathus says, you know what, you take a shot too then. In the face, another shot. That's some great damage from the Waffentrager F100.
Well, the problem is like SIMP often makes right choices, but he has slow reactions when to do it. But on their...
What? How did you... What? Oh no, that's a disaster here for the Brazilian as he misses too many shots now. He cannot kill the 113. That was... can you explain that? What happened there? How did he miss that?
It's called super bad shooting.
Yeah, like...
There is no other word to say it, or nice way to pack it up and wrap it up.
Wow.
He's like kind of fortunate
to even run away. You're very frank today.
Oh my god.
You're calling a spade, but H might be able to kill Adroxis. What a play though. He totally predicted that shot, got out of the way, took no damage, and then Froxis comes and does the finishing shot. Good team play there by Red Candice. Still in this game? Maybe, maybe not. The bat chat goes down. They have a lot to crawl back, but Overlord Prime does get taken out. It's not easy for them to come back with Frukas taken out as well. Game over with a lot of HP, but H is now being cornered. He's gonna be taken out before getting the clip off. No, this is not going well for Red Candice.
The problem is they're not really covering each other. They're positioned closely on a map, but there is a lot of bumps on the roads, corners, hills, whatnot, and they are not in position to really hug each other, crossfire, whatever, and especially they have a lot of slow tanks, so they cannot arrive and rescue the friend in danger. So it's just a kind of experience they need to gain in order to play on grand finals, but they won it through the wildcard tournament, where competition was a bit lower, let's say it. Like they are a Silver League team who got a chance, and well, they're here.
Are they? I thought they were promoted to gold this season. Like they're going to gold next season.
They won a qualifier, and the only thing they played is Silver League, and there they had like 30% win rate, which is not very good or high, and it's even Silver League, so not a Gold League. They said they want to really improve and to play with the best and practice all the time, so I believe they will do that for sure. Like, being here is a great privilege and they should treat it as so. They were given a gift, a huge gift. I know a lot of players were bitter about it, but they are here and they got their chance on the screen, and they better use it the best they can.
Well, and they really are, and if they can win here against SIMP, then, well, that's great. I mean, they did take a game away from Wombats, so it's not like they did nothing, right?
For us, the main thing is, will we see the next year a better evolved Brazilian team? Like, will this help boost that community? Because that community is huge. Will our community grow with that? If it does, then it's okay. This is a good choice. If it doesn't, it's a huge flunk. What can you do?
Well, that's what you get with having wildcards. It's wild, right? That's
it's
the
very
point.
wild.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Look at Lemon Train from the first grand finals. Wildcard came and did really well, riled everything.
Total hit. Like and massive disappointment in audience when they lost.
Yeah, and they did so well, beyond expectation. They took out school bus and everything. It was a hell of a ride. Just watching them play and their sportsmanship was fantastic.
Well, even Kazna in last grand final really came high up, and I think only thing that got in their way was their own pride, honestly, and they lost to EL Gaming just to that, not to some superb gameplay of EL Gaming, and otherwise we would watch them in finals against Hellraisers. And after that we just saw really bad presentation of themselves, because they lost 5-0 to Navi, then totally depressed from that loss.
Yeah, they didn't care too much about that.
That was even like stomping a dead guy.
It was kicking or hitting a dead horse. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at the stats from the last battle, see exactly where the damage came from. SIMP got, well, yeah, there's no Ukrainian player there in SIMP. That must be a bit wrong. However, Mathis, we saw how well he did. Right, every shot was connecting. He took his chances correctly,
and he even managed to do a reload. That's something you never want to allow Waffen to do. To do a second clip, that's like instant death.
Yes, exactly.
On the other hand, like, look at the Waffen from Brazilian boys. He did like one shot. Yeah. Maybe two shots, like, and someone was really low health.
He didn't do so well, but which is the guy that misses shots? It was the Batchats. How would you pronounce that? Sci-fi, maybe.
Seifeiro.
Seife? It's a
Seifeiro.
Okay,
Seifeiro.
Like okay.
We can just call him Red.
No, because they're all red.
Oh, they're all red?
Yeah, red Canids.
Red Canids, okay.
Yeah, there you go. So, anyway, we're going to go back onto Ghost Town and see how they do when they're... I did it once before, don't worry. I've seen these guys before. I've made those mistakes. I've recovered from it. Let's see what happens here. This time we have SIMP on the attack. This is game number 2. Is the defense better suited on Ghost Town? You have a slight advantage when you're defending.
It's really just what team prefers. Honestly, I like attacking here because you have an option what to do, how to rotate, and you can catch the guys that are defending off guard when they're trying to counter-rotate against you. So you can choose, should you play progressive, and they are. SIMP is actually playing this aggressive, you can see by those 2 FVs in the middle ground. Yep. And most of these forces are from south. So only one spotter is on the north side. On the other hand, like Canids really took a slow lineup of E3. He's gonna play a cooldown against those FE heavies, so that's the best they can do there. That's okay, because they cannot actually pen his top turret. There is no way. It's like 300 and something pen. And look at this, he already connected A40 on Androxys. You didn't see it, but it happened right here. I just saw like a bubble in the air.
Great shooting.
And they're trying to push a Waffen up tier 9, so he can do the decapping of 1 cap. So they're using that instead of a light tank. I really don't know, is it a great trade-off? I guess they believe in big guns more than in mobility.
It doesn't really seem that way, but I'm guessing that is a very good way to win against people who don't commit to fights, where they poke and poke and poke. And maybe that's going to be the reason. Maybe that's going to be why they take it. And
honestly, it's okay if you make the choice and play it against the heavy tanks that are occupying the cap, but if you have a 416, that tank is so low, it can hide behind anything. And I don't even think that Waffen can connect it correctly. Especially when they have the rest of his team in their face.
Right.
But let's see, like really slow rotations, they're gathering, they're signaling each other where they are going. Quite a bit, I would say. So we said like these will be some slower games because they need time to make decisions.
Yeah, they do.
And he's gonna trigger a cap without breaking the wall. You can you see, that's very cool, because HE and heat shells cannot pen any obstacles, only AP and APCR can. So actually that guy needs to break that wall and then another wall, and then he might get an angle because he didn't position himself behind the buildings on the left side. So that's also not the smartest move from SIMP, but whatever. And I'm really surprised by Red Canids' positions of heavy tanks. They have no one on C4 or C6 who can actually try a spot and decap, so they will probably try in one moment a YOLO push with the entire team. And that Butchot should really gather up with the rest of his team so he could do it, not stay idle on the other side on H1. He's like a lost cause there.
Okay. Well, we're going to see how this plays out. It looks like the teams are starting to get a little bit impatient. SIMP are doing their move. They are trying. Well, there's the recap. Gandorf gets it. The Wolfentrager Alpha E100 is reloading at this point in the top left-hand corner in A1. As soon as that happens, he's going to. There you go. Oh no, that was his last shell.
It was a really nice Waffen shot him, and
it's a Panzer IV.
so far 1500 damage advantage for Red Canids.
I honestly thought that was the E100 up there, but it's not.
I don't know what would they use to boost him up.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? And then, no, I was like, and he's doing very little damage. What's going on there? All right. So,
well, SIMP noticed they're gonna get punched there, and they're just rotating, and they will go for, I guess, 2 cap and brawl.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing to do right now, especially when they're already down 2,000 HP. They've been whittled away. Adroxus has been punished, like exactly as you said, and they're deciding to instead now go through and do a fixed maneuver, an aggressive maneuver, a singular maneuver, which is always the way to do it when you're down a little bit of HP. Try and catch an enemy tank off on its own and make the enemy panic and try and make clean them up
but
when they're
my
panicking.
god, they have faith in their decapping skills, because that Butchot didn't leave the one lie entire time. He's still spotting and he will see the rotation. But I'm just afraid, will they catch him off? There is a lot of obstacles and garbage on that part of the map that he can use to go really fast and run away. But if they set up a good firing line, there is no way for him to run away.
Well, Red Canids is doing a really good defense job, and remember, they are the one defending, so it's quite nice that they have taken very little damage. They're still sitting in the defense, they're not getting impatient. It's all up to SIMP if they're going to attack or not. So
it's almost the entire tier 10 advantage, 2k HP.
Yep.
It's actually quite an advantage, because Androxis is on low HP. If Brawl starts, he will be a primary target.
So SIMP right now are going to go for the double cap in the center. Triple tap, they're going to go for the panic.
Yeah,
and this is exactly what we said.
This Butchot can actually rest them. You see from these angles, there is like a little hill there. When he climbs and they get spotted by other people, he can shoot and rest them all.
Okay, well that's exactly what they're going for. No, he's running away. The Butchot, which hill? That hill there?
Yeah, on J1.
He's moving away from J1.
J1, H1, that area. So he needs to find a specific, and he needs to shoot through these little entrances here.
Okay, well he's...
The entire map works like that.
Well, they decided to leave the cap zone instead. It looks like they're trying to bait them out for an engagement and not do the cap. So that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to bait them out for it. They know the Butchot's going to be really far away. They know they're going to be a tank down. They're going to play it, but Overlord Prime gets wrecked. But Mega Miner is also getting severely damaged, and he goes down to 1 HP.
But
it
they're
looks like
back in the game. They're definitely back in the game, because they managed to catch the Red Canids' careless position tanks.
Yeah, exactly. They knew the numbers, and it's all about this Butchot. You got to watch this Butchot, guys. When he comes in, if he lands all his shells and does some serious damage, Red Canids could take this. If he doesn't, SIMP has got it in the bag. And here he comes. 1, 2, and he missed a load of them last time, so I'm not convinced. 3, he's got to land all of these.
He mustn't miss a single one.
He misses it. There he goes, and that is probably the end of Red Canids. Although, look at SIMP's HP. It has flown a bit. Oh, there's the support from the mini Wolfentrager.
Waffen shot him. Like I was about to say, that Waffen is doing nothing entire game, but there you go.
Baby Waffen wins it. He is definitely the guy who kept Red Canids in this. I want to see the stats. That Baby Waffen is the thing
and
that is doing it.
Enrique is actually close with reload, and that will be the end of them, because the only guy that has HP is Canids. So it will be more or less Enrique against Canids. Who plays the better, he will win the game for his team.
Can he snapshot that? Can he snapshot it? He does! What a snapshot!
That hurts.
He needed that. And Amarak gets hit by the Butchot as well. Doesn't matter, his reload is finished. So,
is it? I don't think so. He put a reload when he was running away. And
really?
If he caught him, he's probably not done yet.
Oh, wow. They're defending, but 3 minutes is a long time, and there's Waffentrager E100 with full HP.
This is a problem now. Enrique is completely alone there. I'm not sure does Game Over have a good draw range and angles to shoot there around him. That's the problem.
This medium tank heading around the back, that's the bad chat. It's going to run straight into the Waffentrager, and we're going to see the battle from afar as he gets the first shot off against Canids.
Yeah, but there are big hills there, and like
he runs away.
Really don't have any kind of gun elevation or depression. They just shoot straight, and he allowed him to shoot him like that.
Ooh.
That's a crime.
Crime against it. But SIMP are still not in a great position. They got 2 tanks left and 2 full HP opponents. Well, almost.
The baby is the only real problem there. But the time is also ticking away from them, and they should have done some stuff a long time ago.
They can still cap, though. If they manage to kill that Waffen, they could still cap. In fact, maybe that's what they're going to be doing. They don't have much more time for that. They need 120 seconds with 1 capper, right?
They need, like, with both of them in, they need 1 entire minute without getting decapped, which is practically impossible.
What happens when you get within a few meters of each other? 25 meters, I believe. So Anderson take this away from SIMP, which will be really nice for a silver team to be doing. They're going to be proud as punch winning this round.
And on the other hand, Kazna is leading 1-0.
From the main stage, Kazna is 1-0 ahead, and they're playing on Himmelsdorf. So you guys interested in Kazna? There is. But I really advise you watch from the multi-viewer, where you get to see both streams at the same time.
Yeah, like we do, the bus.
Right.
So they're looking around for one another, but Canids really don't
Proxy Scout is going to tick, which is what happens when you get within a few meters of each other. 25 meters, I believe. So there they come. This could actually work for them, as Dante is surrounded, but he rushes around the corner and he's going to win this duel. At what cost? Well, Adroxus at 72 HP, he got punished by the Baby Waffen. That Baby Waffen from Red Candice. Game Over has done a fantastic job this time.
He has blood in his eyes. He wants to kill him.
Here he goes. He's got 2 shots. He could even miss one. Oh, he does miss it.
He could ram him. He could ram him. He would kill him. Like he's like 3 times heavier.
He decides not to and uses last shell. There we go. 1-0. The first map is over, and it's not 2-0 to SIMP. It is 1-0. We're going to be going in for a long series, I think.
Oh dear. But it would be a hit if the Brazilians actually won this game.
Yeah, because they'll be the only North American
biggest surprise
team
of the day, definitely.
Well, if Kazna win, they'll be the only American team left, and it's a silver team from Brazil, which would be
unheard of.
Unheard of. That's a good word to use, a good phrase. Astounding is what I was going to say. Impressive, astonishing, ludicrous. Any of these words?
They ring a bell. Quite a lot.
I can't wait to see these stats. They're getting prepared right now because I want to see exactly what went down. I think that Baby Waffen's going to be top of that damage list. Maybe one of the Waffentrager E100s might beat him, but
I think
he was
Enrique
critical.
will be on the top of their team because he's the guy who managed to reload, I think, even maybe 3 times.
You don't want them reloading twice. If you let them reload 3 times...
Hey, there's something really wrong with your play.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, if you didn't know right now, guys, this is the final battle of the day on both the main and this backstage. We are seeing there's 3 American teams playing right now. We have SIMP representing the Gold League.
America is all in now.
Is it all in? Yeah, all their chips are forward. And they're trying to survive. You can see it on both stages. But let's have a look at the stats from the last battle, because I think this is going to be really interesting. And it is top. There it is with nearly 5,000 damage. The Baby Waffen,
you're totally right, actually.
with Game Over, wrecking the game. Oh my god. That is it.
It's just like the map awareness of SIMP is not really high when they didn't guess where he was.
Yeah.
Like he decapped him, they should have known, and they just kept giving him kills and damage.
If it wasn't for him, they would have lost.
Yeah, they were feeding him for no reason.
Yeah, there were so many other guys who messed up on Red Candice that it really felt like SIMP had taken it. But that Waffentrager just and just kept firing, kept doing the damage.
Unreal. They could have provoked a fight somewhere where he cannot shoot, and they would easily overmatch them.
Yep.
But no.
No. No. No. No. What's the next map, do you reckon?
I don't know.
I don't. Do you reckon? Guess. Have a think.
I would like to see a cliff.
Cliff. Yes! We're going to play Cliff. Cliff is going to be fine. I think these teams will be reasonably aggressive for this. I think they're not going to be...
Unfortunately, I've seen SIMP play Cliff and they're not really aggressive.
Offensive? Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Maybe they will change their practice because it doesn't work very well like they did it.
So what do we expect on Cliff? Take me through what you saw from SIMP.
Well, they usually played something like south side and they slow play in the map with leaving some things behind and things like that. But honestly, if they're smart, they change their ways and they go for middle domination now.
All right, well, we'll see. They've taken 2 AMX-30s. Really bold choice to take that top. So, guys, if you're just watching, we are on map number 2, battle number 3. SIMP is the defender in blue. Red Canids trying the offensive in red. So here we are. They are going for the center with SIMP, but Red Canids going all the way around the side and are going to come in on a different angle. Some ramming going on there between the two, the Batchat and Overlord Prime. That's not exactly the best opening ever, which kind of shows some nerves maybe with SIMP if they're going to collide on the
SIMP did all of the right cards here. They took the high ground there, they positioned their tanks in a line so they can do a crossfire anywhere needed. The only thing they don't control now is 1-2 line, but if they notice some...
Rude Awakening gets pushed off that hill. That was...
What did he do and why did he do it?
I don't know. And I don't know what's going on here because it seems like a lot is going down. A lot of damage going across the board for Red Canids and SIMP.
It looks like he tried to climb up, but he got spotted in one moment because he was doing it a bit late. But Red Canids have the cooldown positions here, but what honestly SIMP need to do is just make their play through cooldowns and climb one guy on the top of that hill in the middle. It's doable. A single guy without any help can do it. If they ever saw, like example, a Kazna match, they would know it. You just push one batch at full speed and he goes up and he's above all the Red Canids guys and he can proxy them all the time and you just pull entire lineup back. You don't have to keep them here. But obviously SIMP did not study that kind of school. So they're gonna do it the more dirty and earthly ways by proxy spotting.
I can hear the grinning going on around the room. If you hear the murmurs in the background, the battle is heating up on the main stage. But here we have the first kill. Rude Awakening is punished and taken out for that really bad early player. Droxus is also getting punished. Here comes the big push by SIMP. They're coming down on a huge loss of HP. Look at this damage going off as the TVPs punish them for this. But they're going to dive down into the ground. They're going to try and take out these two tanks.
This is the worst possible choice technically they can do, because once you lose the high ground, you lose the game. Every team in any season, tier 8 or 10, that did this lost, and they're doing exactly that. They're doing this American way on every grand final. When they're doubted, they suicide. Like, why?
Man, you are very blunt today when it comes to the Americans.
Mate, I've seen Fnatic play, and I know what they did. They lost to the worst team that they are by only their pride. And this is pretty similar. This is really bad call.
Ouch. Ouch, is all I can say. That was hard done by SIMP. They were picked off, they panicked, they pushed out, they went to the low grounds.
They totally misjudged the position of enemy. They thought they were split, but actually just ran in the crossfire and then made the worst YOLO suicidal call. Let's go down and kill these guys. But once you do that, even when you were done with that, you have still the guys above you playing a cooldown, shooting you in your back. You achieve nothing, you just lose HP all over the place. So yeah, pretty bad play. And they're actually losing to Silver Brazilian team 2-1. And I bet their pride is quite hurt. And unless they like cool off and go in like third person spectator mode and think about it a bit and cool off, they will fall out.
Okay. News from the main stage, it's 1-0. Kazna crew versus Eclipse went down to the last like 200 HP, I believe. Elian was the last guy standing, but he wasn't able to pull it off. It's now 1-0 off the first map, so that map is over. They're going on to the second one, so things are heating up there as well. So things go either way on our stream or theirs. So whichever way you're looking, there's amazing American action going on right now.
Those horse races, you have 20 of them on the same spot, you know. You're waiting for results.
Let's have a look at the stats from the last battle there. Let's see how it went down. The TVPs, yeah, this is pretty expected. The ambush position from the Brazilians did really well.
Those TVPs are really dirty tanks. They shoot the entire clip of 4 shells in 4.5 seconds. because there is 1.5 seconds between them. It's like and it's over.
Machine gun.
And you can imagine when there's like pushing like that, they don't even have time to turn a turret over there.
Rude Awakening, we saw him get punished and pushed off the hill, but Nits in a bad chat doing only 370 damage and only getting 3 shells off. You don't want that. Even a Droxus didn't do that well.
Even an RU tier 8 light from Canids did more, and he was sniping from another part of the map.
Big mistakes were made. Let's hope Simp calmed down. Either they were cocky or they were angry or something, but they are not playing the best. They're not thinking clearly, and they're making mistakes that even silver teams don't. So
this is a moment when you really need to cool off and turn on your brain and start playing with skill. Even if they need to play longer games to like fill in that experience that they have much faster than Brazilians, they need to do it. It's not a matter of pride, it's a matter of winning or losing. Do you want to be a loser and just go away, or you want to play tomorrow?
Well, let's see if Sim does it. But we just saw Cancer Crew throw a 4,000 HP lead. We saw that their second game that they lost, they were ahead at 4,000 HP at the time where Eclipse takes it back.
Been there, done that.
That's not the first time that's happened, but let's hope that they can keep their head in the game if you're a Casa fan. But otherwise, if you're an Eclipse fan, they're doing really well. That was an impressive recovery.
Aggressive setup by Simp now, totally for middle control. Look at this. They're going really aggressive with only 54 light spotting the 2 line down. But Red Canids have like a slow pace setup that can pay off once they go in reload, especially with that I7 coming in. But the thing is, if they watch the meta, the current meta, it's usually done now with 2 1-1-3s.
Well, was that an ammo rack or was that just focus fire?
They just shot him.
Nice. Well, that's really good for Simp as they take out Mega Miner. However, they've lost so much HP on a Droxus and across the whole field.
Now we need to see, will Red Canids actually be aware of that and push full force?
It doesn't seem like that because they are on the full retreat right now. It looks like Simp got the upper hand by just dominating during the early game, and it seems like it would have to take a really decisive blow to win here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. As both the TVPs are off reload now, and they're going to go. Overlord Prime's going up. He's going to try and take out Dante. Can he get him? Yes, one shot. Who's getting fast? Oh, Overlord Prime misses his second shot, but Dante gets punished in the back by a Droxus. Good team play there by Simp as they show Red Canids how to take the hill. Unfortunately, Overlord Prime, even though he's spotted, came on top of the hill and was taken out by a sniper at the back there by Red Canids. The HP difference is just too much though, and it's game over for game over. Fructus falls shortly afterwards. Gandalf really, really closely after that, and it just comes to Spatchat player as the last guy left for the Red Canids. It looks like Simp are going to bring this back to a 2-all victory. Very decisive by Simp. Take it apart.
Well, Red Canids really need to stop using that I7 for starters. The game they wanted to play here was in idea, in spirit it was quite okay, but the way that better teams played, they push with a lot of clippers in the middle, but they keep 2 1-1-3s coming behind them because they're much faster than I7, gain better acceleration, have better alpha, so they're 50 kilometers per hour. 2.5 kHP coming in to support, and once those clippers of Simp would do their shells, they would actually approach and just murder them. I've seen it happen against much better teams and it works. This was just the wrong way because they let like Object 140 to play against the visible clipper tanks. Like he is slower on approach, they know they will be later than the Simp there, and they still did it. That was pure suicide. So they are guilty by themselves for this loss.
True, but we can also say that Simp played it fine. They didn't do anything wrong.
They definitely did everything right in that game.
Yeah, it looked like they were losing a lot of HP early. They were getting punished by the heal, and at very, very beginning of the game, they lost a lot of HP. It looked like for nothing, but as soon as that autoloader machine started up, the HP went from slightly in the advantage of Red Canids to very much in the advantage of Simp. So it flipped
all
pretty
the games
quickly.
with so many autoloaders are always messy and bloody, and when you see it, you expect it. That's how they're played. When you meet someone in the middle, there will be a huge exchange, and if you manage to do your clips and run away, you already won.
Let's have a look at those stats then and see exactly who landed those hits. And their bad chat did a lot of damage for the Brazilians, but generally speaking, we see a very big trend towards...
there is a huge gap between him and his next player.
Well... Yes,
like
the Brazilians, yes, absolutely. It's 1,000 damage between them, and everyone else is in the next bit. So the two guys on the hill did really well, but the supporting guys just didn't really know what they were doing.
Mega Minero, 0.
He went in there and he was annihilated. At the start, he just got whacked. So the full HP tank came in and died, and that was the thing that swung the HP really back the other way.
It looks like the day is full of the lessons for some teams.
Well,
at least we have two each. So
yeah, it's 2 each. It's really even. We're definitely going to see
what they can do.
Yeah, it's good practice for these guys. They're going to need to fully warm up and try all the different tactics out and see what they can do on each of the maps. I feel like going the distance is going to be good. So next map is going to be Muravanka. We can see. Like, what do you expect to see there?
A lot of camping.
A lot of camping.
A lot of camping.
You reckon a lot of camping?
Yes. I don't think they know exactly how to dig out all the bushes in a really fast and fashionable way. So I think this will be kind of slow games. I just wonder, will someone take an RT and do Kusok on other team? Like, do you know the guy did like 5.5k damage?
No.
Kusok, they did 5.5k damage in RT and Muravanka.
Well, I don't think that they're going to be doing that because neither team has taken artillery. They don't seem to want it. So let's see what they do. In fact, we're getting a really big rush by Red Canids, taken down the middle immediately. The bad chat is actually quite far over in F6.
Actually shot Canids and one-shot him the first shot. Full HP, 100%.
Oh, I heard of that. I heard the screaming and the calling. So yeah.
Okay, this is okay. Cheese. They start cap with one guy and they're preparing focus fire from every possible angle. That's totally cool by Red Canids, so they are aware that this kind of tactics pays off. Other way to do it is to push like 2 TVPs in that corner and shoot off anyone who is close there.
Something just happened on the other stream. I heard Lauren, the main caster for the English stream, shout, "Are you kidding me?" So I don't know what happened, but something big just did. While we're watching at these standoffs here, as Gandalf is exchanging with Adroxus there, but he doesn't get it in his favor. Nice shooting here from SIMP. They're doing some really nice shots.
And these are really good connections. They will really pay off at the end of the game.
Yeah, this is some skillful play here by SIMP. Excellent shooting. Another one against Game Over. Really good play, I think, by Adroxus. And let it down a half HP.
Those E5s are really carelessly wasting their HP, and every advantage they're making with the cap.
Oh, wow. They could actually take Game Over out, but Adroxus missed that next shot. That is a huge advantage they just threw in SIMP's way. And they're on the offensive. They can't afford to lose their HP like that.
And Canids, when he peaked like this, he should have decapped and went back. Not just like go away and chicken out on a first attempt. There you go. He'll do it now with the backup of a budget, who will probably push on there now.
And the E50M is going to go around and cause interference. Is he going to try and block everyone? But he's going to just suicide, really. He's going to lose all that HP. But no, he's actually digging out Mega Romino and climbing back out. And he might get... Wait, he's decided to stop? Or is he tracked? I think he was... He got away, though. He got away. I can't believe it.
That's the worst decap I saw in a while, I must say that. Like, SIMP actually lost all advantage they gained through that shooting.
Oh, well, they did.
Yes, they're actually 1k down now, just because of this, I don't know, mountaineering by the slowest medium in the game. And the biggest one.
The E50M made some... I can't believe he survived. I was impressed by that. I kind of didn't realize that
look at this
they didn't return any
situation
damage.
Now. Nits on one shot. E6, 3M6 on one shot. Canids with a dead gunner.
How did that happen?
Even then, yeah, they lost everything now.
I just don't understand it. Like, seriously, I got distracted by the 50M, who went round for no reason. I assumed they'd be doing some damage. I look up and no, they did nothing. All the advantage they had was from earlier, where Game Over was taken off the hill and Gendor lost his HP too.
They took all the damage because when they attempted the decap, they didn't do it cohesive as a team, but like individuals, and then that push was just plain, I don't know, not very smart, let's call it like that.
10 seconds left, this is incredible. Red Canids is...
And we are back where we started, but Canids only has 900 health now, not 2.5k. And
Gandalf
he could have done
pushes him down, in fact he could actually fail to get the... Who got that recap?
No, they just left the cap, so they don't lose HP, because this is working, as you can see, 3.5k advantage, 4k advantage, and the taximeter is just going up and up.
This is incredible play by Red Canids. They seem really calm. They seem to know exactly what... Do you know what this is? This may be a classic of Red Canids probably learned from SIMP. They were watching the Gold League. They were watching all those games, learning and learning and learning.
But they said they want to progress and adapt, so they were probably watching a lot of matches and trying to adapt them to their own skill and playstyle.
Wow.
But still, SIMP, a team that plays this long, should be more adapted to something like this. This is nothing unheard of. This is all classic.
I think they didn't bother studying Red Candice at all, or prepare for this battle. I think they came into this half-hearted and thought it'd be easy.
Even by pure callouts by a leader, you should be able to counter this.
And Fortis is taking a lot of damage, but it's still not enough. With Simp is down to 3,000 HP. They do have 3 tanks still in the game with their guns. Well, 4 tanks. Definitely 3 tanks now. But it's still all the main tier 10 still alive for Red Candice.
This bounce like Overlord Prime. That was really nice.
Yeah. Their individual skill seems to be really nice. I still like Simp, but I don't know what's going on with their tactics.
It looks like they didn't pay much attention to Red Canids, totally underestimated. I mean, the match is far from over,
look at
but
that.
this game is for sure. Like, there is nothing except entire network crash that can save Simp now.
This one was insane. What the hell? Oh, they both missed 4 shots and then 2, 1. It's done. Victory for Red Candice. They take it the offense.
They won in every aspect.
In every aspect. Insane. What the hell what is going on with Simp? I don't understand
I think they were just watching Brazilians from some cloudy heights and they did not see reality from there. Like, you have to play your games. You didn't win them in advance. Being in a gold league means nothing. I played with some of my friends one tournament and we lost in like 3rd or 4th round against totally anonymous players. And we're like, we are a gold league players. Well, yeah, you are. So what? You still have to shoot people.
You heard it here. You may be gold league, but you got to play like you gold league. And I think there was a famous basketball player or baseball player from America. I'm going to butcher this, but I've read it one where someone asked him, why do you always play so well? Every game you play with maximum effort, maximum entertainment, maximum energy. How do you keep it up? And his answer was, you never know when it's that person's first viewing. You never know when that fan is tuned in for the very first time and seeing their very first game and watching you. How do you know when it's their first time or the 100th time? You should always give it your best at all times because you never know what that situation is. Why would you ever do it half? Because people are watching it all times. And it really feels like we're getting half Simp and not full Simp.
Yeah,
well, I hope so at least. Because this is scary.
I really did not expect this. I expected Simp to have some trouble cracking them, but not to be down 3 games.
Yeah, let's see what went wrong in those stats.
Holy damage. Safe hero.
He's not been doing particularly well. He's been missing a lot of shots, this guy.
But not this game.
But not this game. That's not expected.
And Overlord Prime from that cooldown we saw, he's
done really
the damage for his team, but the rest, really horrible.
Yeah, Overlord Prime's been playing really well. In fact, there's been some really good individual plays here, but Drynid's doing nothing. And although the what's his name? E63M6, he did 1,000 damage, but suicided his HP for no reason.
That was really the moment when they lost the game. That was so silly. I really don't understand. Why didn't they just follow up as a team and push that line entirely when they decided to do something like this?
Yeah,
or if they wanted just Drynid should have decapped, not chickened out, and went back with half HP and all okay. Then they have to cap again. And then they can regroup as a team and do anything from any side.
Especially because the enemy team were fielding TVPs, and you absorb all those shots and don't do anything with it. You just, okay, they fired their clips, we better go and let them reload. That's how it felt. It was unusual.
Well, it looks like the changes in Simp are not really experienced in offline, and they're like cracking under pressure. And
maybe.
Weirdly, but Brazilians who were like on one offline event when they were qualifying are not. Maybe they're natural.
Maybe they're just natural-born winners. Anyway, we're now having the sixth battle, where Red Candice is currently on the defensive in the red there with 3 advantage over 2 with the Simp on the offensive. So can Simp do it? Although it looks like a clash in the jungle. We haven't seen this in a while.
They have Drynid on RT, which is cool, and we have Mega Minero on Borsig. I think actually when I glimpsed the screen while they were playing previous game on Muravanka, I think they also played like that with Borsig. Am I correct?
Yeah, they've actually, yes, this is the second time they've brought the Borsig to the battle. Only Red Candice though, no one else has.
And look at this is a nice rotation. They took control of the high ground, so Simp is at the moment stuck down in the woods. But
wow.
This is dangerous for Canids in only one fashion, in only one way, because if they manage to outspot them, actually Drynids can make some connections. And that can be disastrous for them, because those butt shots are
I
weak against.
miss this sort of battling on this map, actually. It used to be quite common, but it looks like a breakout attempt by SIMP as they push north and trying to get Sifi. And they get 2 shots on him, but one of them penetrates, the other one bounces. Nitz gets hit in return by the covering fire, but
Oh my
Over
god,
taking a lot of damage as well.
Budget is real.
He's really blessed today as 2 bounces
Iron Man 2.
happen. That's quite good. Right, well, the exchange happened really evenly. Everyone took a little bit of damage here and there, but I feel that Red Canids lost their HP advantage because they have the slower tanks. So maybe a slight advantage to Sim?
A Game Over took the beating when he was covering the budget and he was badly positioned, so he lost like more than half of HP, I would say. And he is pretty stuck there because you cannot out-rotate with those heavies, but SIMP has a lot of heavies also, and they are playing from the wood side, which is really surprising for me. When you take an RT and that amount of heavies, you want to go north, play cooldown, especially since Canids do not have RT and you can really decimate them. SIMP should know it because they were decimated by Kusok.
They really were. It's probably why they picked up Trinets right now. They're like, let's do what he did.
Yeah, but they're doing it from the wrong side of the map.
They really are. Well, we're going to have a little bit of a break here, it seems, as the teams are trying to adjust to what happened in the opening. Neither team has a solid advantage. Red Canids needs to solidify their position because they are on the defensive.
And this is not the best positioning because SIMP has 3 budgets, so they can gather up and push either side, while Canids are all over the map. They can help a little to one another, but not from flank to flank. Yep. Like the max tanks they can engage in a battle on any part of the map is 3 to 4. That's it. While SIMP on other hand can engage like RT or 4 or 5 tanks.
Some good shots coming here against SIMP as the Waffentrager is found. Oh, what a shot against the Batchat! 758 from the Waffentrager. But maybe, is it worth it?
No, definitely, because now they lost eyes on that side completely, and they're doing nothing to counterattack because they have no clue where the rest of the SIMP team is.
Well, that was the breakout SIMP needed then, and they're going to try and take advantage, although how did that bounce? As Gandalf is going to be focused down. This is exactly what SIMP needed as they start crawling back out of this ditch that they were put in.
Yeah, they're making a
really nice
advantage
play.
Really effective now. It's like 2.5k now, and the number of the guns is in their favor. Unless they do something like a magnificent blooper, they already have this in pocket.
They really do, although we have seen this sort of advantage get thrown away before. And remember, Red Canids are in the defensive position. So if you're going to be HP down, you might as well be on the defensive, right? The main stage is... Wait, when did Dark God Zim join Eclipse?
He's playing there for the entire season.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I come across this for the pedigree, but wait, we have action here as Overlord Prime does finish off Gandalf, and the HP is, I don't know, I still don't think this is a called game yet. I really think that SIMP needs to be slow but steady and not overdo this.
And there is 5 minutes left. They are taking it slow, they have advantage everywhere, and the number of the guns, which is always a crucial matter, is 7 to 3.
Yes. Although the Batchat driven by E63M6, the guy who drove the 50M in the last one, is kind of low.
We go here like another heavy stuck in the middle of nowhere. And finally the Batchat on A5 decided to rotate. It was about time, mate. Join the fight in a battle.
Maybe, but I think it's a bit too little too late as the last heavy brawler goes down here from Red Canids, and all they've got left is a two skirmishers pinned back and are very scared. And there goes nice shooting there by Adroxus and Overlord Prime, and makes Sifi
tight game, bro. 3 each.
It is. I told you we were going to go the distance. It really felt like that after the first map. I was like, yeah, this is going to go the distance. So, yeah.
Well, at least it's not a stomp, and I'm happy about it. Either of the teams will have something to carry as a memory.
Oh, what?
This guy has some armor plating in that budget.
No, it was hitting the gun, and so it wasn't going through. But there we are. The laughing you can hear, by the way, is Dark God Zim shotgun somebody.
Holy moly.
Yeah. You can hear the evil laughter by Carmen, who was on the desk earlier here. Red Canids, though, doing a really okay job. Simp,
above expectations.
way above expectations. It's Simp that's letting the side down. They need to be playing like they should be, like they're gold leaguers.
They need to be playing like this, slow and grind them down with experience, not with emotions.
Yeah, and I feel like you're totally on the money here. It's not, Red Canids are doing great. We're not putting them down, but Simp should be playing better. Right now, it seems like Simp is losing the game rather than Red Canids winning it, but they are stepping up to the plate. For guys who won the wildcard tournament, coming from a Silver League team or Silver League position, they're doing amazing. Really, they're doing all the right things. You're saying they're taking the really good positions.
They just crossed the ocean and they're in biggest tournaments in their lives, looking up on the audience and everything that's going around on them, and they're really stepping up. I like it. That's cool.
They're doing, it's really cool because they're doing really impressive tactics. They're spreading out really well.
They're playing against their majors. Like Simp is for them totally major team.
Yeah, it's like the #1 team for them.
Yeah,
well,
they're something to look up to high, and they're now playing on equal
toe-to-toe, equal grounds. Well, let's have a look at the stats to see exactly what went down. But Overlord Prime really doing well. Adroxus, Amathis, Rude Awakening, everyone pulling their part. Dante doing significant damage as well, but considering we can see all USA flags, we can see what happened on the other side. H did nothing, Game Over did nothing.
Foxes didn't connect anything
very little.
In all this long time.
And Mega Marino got one shot off, as we saw he did the damage. And Sifi survived until the end, but only did 1,000 damage, so I don't know. It's pretty good. I don't know.
It's self-explanatory, like when you see it like this. Honestly.
Yeah, it is. But I really want to stress this point right now is that you're right that they come over and they are lacking a little bit of individual skill. The players are making a few tiny mistakes over the plays we've been watching. They've been making things like they're going in the wrong way, they're coming out slightly wrong, they're abandoning their positions a bit early or late. They're making these little mistakes. They will get better. These guys are going to be great if they play like this every day, unless this is their day they're playing out of their minds.
The most important thing is not to do a rookie mistake like a lot of teams do when they have like one bad competition, they just fall out.
Yes.
And they break in 5 different teams and whatever, and they can never achieve anything like this. You have to stick it out and play for another season. And then you will be smarter, better, and whatever, more badass.
Yeah, exactly. I think these Brazilian guys, if they really focus after this grand finals, they will be gold league next season for sure. They have to be.
I really hope so. Like, they deserve it. After this, Simp are one of the top 3 teams in USA.
Yes, absolutely. There's no argument there. Now let's see them play like it, because Simp needs. They've had their fun. Red Canids have got enough wins to feel great about themselves. Simp, you need to step up and stomp them now. Get your name out of that dirt, because right now it's looking pretty shady.
When I see someone picking Oho, a tier 8 boat, you can only call him that, that smells like some kind of cheese. Look at this tank. It looks like some
We've seen it 3 times on this map
Popeye,
already.
the sailor, you know.
It's more of a boat than the tug, and that's saying something.
It has a derp gun, so you can damage people, but more or less it can be only used something as a block for a cap. Like I actually, when we play some tier 8 clan war, sometimes I use it exactly for that on Ruinberg. Now we're gonna see, are they using him on a bait on a north cap? Maybe they want to make Simp think they're trying that. While that is going on, they're gathering south. It's sneaky.
It's sneaky, but I don't think Simp are falling for it. They're actually repositioning to the south. It looks like
No, look, Simp has like 3 tanks positioned toward Oho and the other guys for a center, so they can snipe. But they're not really positioned to counter the guys on the south. They have too little of a number of tanks there.
So what's going on with this push down south then? They're moving 3
They're
tanks.
trying to cover their ground, so one guy is going all the way to the end, so they have a crossfire in case of a trap.
And it is a trap. But what are the Red Canids' next step? Like, okay, they're positioned against 2.
Well,
what do they do now?
Their steps should have been like a minute ago. That's the problem.
They're just a bit slow.
Yes.
They had a plan, but they're just not doing it fast enough.
The second version of this now is they can actually rotate to the 1 cap, but they don't have the fast tanks to do it, because in order to play something like that, you have to have at least 2-3 mediums to push that A line and try to dig out those tanks from A7 and then start a cheesy cap with Oho and someone behind. So that could work fine. But if you don't want to do that and you took this slow setup, you should have already pushed the 2 cap.
Simp must be now just like, okay, keep your eyes open, guys, because something's fishy is going on, but that's it. They don't...
Simp covered their grounds here.
Yeah.
And Ruinberg is probably hardest map on entire map pool of Gold League to break. Like defensive side always has huge advantage, and usually, as Oli said, it requires a blunder from a defending team for attacker to win.
They have to wait.
Yeah, there is no choice here. I mean, they can risk and go in attack, but why would they do it? That's like what we were saying. Why play with pride over mind? You don't want to do that. So waiting here is entirely okay.
I love that phrase. We need to put that on a bumper sticker. Play with pride or with mind. Or with mind. You can't do both. Pride or mind. That's good. I like that quote. That's good.
And
Still
also took some
Mojo,
damage.
2016.
Blind as ever. And not very armored against tier 10s.
No. What is his armor like against tier 8s though? Invincible? Or just
It's
good?
super hard, like 200, and when you angle it even more. Because it's really hard tank to pen.
Well, there is the ambush moving in now as Red Candice is there. I'm not sure we got the volume actually. I think we still got music and I can't hear the shooting.
Yeah, we just hear the music and no shots, but at least we can see the picture.
We can see the picture, but the music is wrong, and we need to get the actions and explosions and stuff. I still got the
Oh,
there it is, boom! Dryness takes the shots. And I just knew something was wrong. I was like, we're watching this, but I feel like I'm watching a preview or a replay. But Dryness is actually taking quite a lot of damage, and they can pick him off. That could be pretty good, and no, they're not going to. They're going to back off. The HP exchange was beautiful for SIMP, though. What a commanding lead.
Well, the problem here is the problem here is that Red Canids, whatever plan they had, it just stopped at their tracks. So they're stuck now, and they are just losing gradually HP. You do not want to do that in any kind of conflict.
This shows their inexperience. This right here, the way they're playing right now, they are caught between two scenarios. They're not entirely sure what to do. SIMP have done the right thing. They've spread out and done the right thing. Yeah.
And surrounded. That's even worse. So now we will just wait 5 minutes until either they try a push and SIMP just decimates them, or until SIMP maybe makes a flanking maneuver through the city, which they really do not need to do, and try to wipe them out. Otherwise, I don't see any way out of this. This is really like horrible situation. They don't have tanks that are fast enough to push. But if Drynitz keeps giving them free health here, why not?
Well, we got other news. The main stage is also 3-3, so both stages are going the distance.
Moricans fighting for their life.
They really are.
With their fingernails.
Okay, if you are from America right now and you're watching this, how do you feel? You got SIMP not performing their best on the lifeline. Clips fighting for their lives against Kasna crew.
Yeah, but Clips is doing like beyond expectations. Let's face it. Like they're totally out.
From your point of view, I think the Americans are thinking from the other way, that they're Eclipse, they're their stars, right?
Yeah, they're winners of the season, that's true.
Exactly, and Cancer Crew were not, they're the wild cards from Europe. Then they qualified through the wild card, not the other way around. So actually, in theory, Eclipse is the one that should be winning this battle.
But if you watch in reality, they're facing Kasna, one of the oldest teams of the league.
Yes, true, but...
They've been on every LAN so far, beaten the best teams in the process, and so on and so on. So they should have every advantage, especially with this lineup. Why are they not doing it? I don't know, because we can't see all the games.
Well, because
Probably
Eclipse are pretty good.
Is playing good. Yeah.
Because Eclipse are playing good. That's it. Like, it's not... Oh, whoa, Mega Romano gets caught out, but I think this is already decided. They're meant to be on the offensive, remember, guys?
They're shooting me. Yes, we know.
What do you want me to do about it? If I step outside, I'm going to get wrecked. Well, okay, well, calm down. Just try and survive, please. We've got 72 seconds for the... Oh, wait, it got reset. It's not looking good for Red Candice, but it's okay because they actually get to try the defense next, and I'm sure they have a much better idea on how to defend on this map than attack.
I really hope so, because then we will see a tiebreaker.
Oh, God, it'll be the first tiebreaker.
Yes, I never seen it today.
And it has to... I honestly think it's going to happen because attacking on this map is really hard. You have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to really have a good plan and be able to be adaptable. SIMP isn't playing the way I would say to expect that from them today. They could do it, and I know that they know how to do it, but whether will or not is another story. So Red Candice have lost this. It's pretty obvious. It's now 4-3 to SIMP. It's match point, but now they're attacking on Ruinberg. I'm not sure they can seal the deal. I think Red Candice, if they play even remotely okay, they're going to hold it, and it's going to go to a tiebreaker.
And cover their angles like SIMP did, and they can win it easily then.
Yep.
I really don't know what will the tiebreaker map be.
It was Himmelsdorf. Yes, Himmelsdorf for round 1. This is round 1. So. Oh wait, round 1.
No, this is round 3. So
3.
it will be Ghost Town.
Ghost Town.
Yes.
Okay. Ghost Town would be the. Oh god, that's not good for either team.
Yes, they did not perform that well.
That's one of these battles where we're not sure. Untrained fighters just going at each other. If we go back to Ghost Town, it's anybody's game. Flip a coin, that's who's going to win.
I'm pretty sure SIMP will not fall again for 5k damage on Waffenträger from the corner.
That's a good point. I think SIMP got this. They've just got to play good, regardless of what. If he does go to Ghost Town, that's the case. But I'm not 100% that's what it's going to go.
Then we will have to see who won the fastest game even and who will attack and defend there. So never mind that. SIMP has a chance to end the match now because they are on a match point.
That's true. They could end it right now and forgo everything. And even with that, Red Canids can go home knowing they did good, right?
Yeah, for first appearance
Absolutely.
and show on this level of competition, this is brilliant for them.
This is the time of their life, I'm sure. They're absolutely ecstatic. But if they can go to tiebreaker, even better. So they're going to be holding this line in the defense for Roomberg. This is the final battle that is on the schedule, as in it's really weird, isn't it? It's best of 9, but if they go for 4, you get a tiebreaker. And the way that works is the guy who won the most attacks gets to pick the side.
The fastest attack.
Isn't that the second choice? Isn't it the one most attacks first and then the fastest? Like that's the tiebreaker of that. Let's have a look at the stats first of that last battle, but I think there's no point. We're just going to see damage done by the Americans. One Brazilian, or Waffenträger E100.
There is a lot of American flags here.
Yeah.
Enrique is surrounded
USA.
like the last time.
Oh, 3 zeros. That's harsh.
Dear.
That's harsh. But everyone who wants to see USA do well, that was the time to start chanting.
Maybe from 0 to hero next time now.
Well, that's happened before. So let's see it. Let's see what happens in the next battle. We're on the 8th battle. It's going the whole distance. And can we end up in a tiebreaker? Because that's what we want to see, really. We have not seen one yet.
They already outlived any expectation I had for them, so they're living their limit here, honestly.
Honestly, I think everyone in the audience must be proud of these guys too. If you are from Brazil, actually, do we have anybody from Brazil watching? Is anyone a Red Canids fan in the audience? I'd like to see that because I know we've got lots of Eclipse fans, and I think some people are proud of SIMP, but I haven't seen anybody shouting SIMP. They're like, USA, Eclipse, USA! I've not actually seen people shouting for SIMP yet. So, do we actually have any SIMP fans?
That's really awkward because SIMP is like really old team. They should have their fan base.
They really should. I see lots of USA. I see lots of Eclipse. I see some Brazilian flags actually in the audience. So maybe we actually, maybe the energy from the audience is just not with SIMP today.
Okay, they have an E3 on the middle line. The SIMP in attack, that's okay for cover fire, and he has huge armor that can deflect the shells coming in from distance. Waffen and Batchat are there to cover if he gets flanked from the north of the city, so they can annihilate any kind of counter attack there, but I think they're thinking over progressive for Red Canids, who do not have a lineup to actually play like that. And Red Canids went more or less all in on zero line. I've never seen them like 3 mediums go there. That's not needed. You just need one. And
this is going to be decided right now. If we could get the volume of the battle, that'd be great, because we're going to hear some explosions soon as Overlord Prime leads the charge into the Red Canids camp. And this is going to be win or die here as they are about to clash in. And they decide not to. They don't charge over the line. It looks like they've got to charge over.
Because they do not know where the other tanks of Red Canids that they can literally have entire lineup prepare Waffenträger and the others to shoot there. If you push with medium in Waffenträger's line of sight there, you are dead. He kills the medium in 3 shots.
Oh, good. There are lots of SIMP fans in the audience. I was starting to feel that the audience was against them, but there is just as many of Red Canids fans. There's a lot of people, and some people saying they're both fine. I don't mind who wins. So that's great. That's really good to hear, because I was getting kind of worried that people were anti-SIMP, and I'm really relaxed that they're not. But
Gandorfo took really huge punches here.
Cancel Crew just hit the 4-3 mark, so SIMP and Caster are on the same level right now. But Gandalf, really much trouble. He's down.
Not really tank to put in that position. You usually put a T-54 light with a low silhouette and hard turret, or some Russian medium, something like that. Not a tier 9 French who will stick out and get banned every time.
Oh, look at this damage coming out.
He actually shot him back. like, while he was driving back, he actually managed to connect.
Well, he did, but Ardroxis is putting the pressure on, and SIMP have got a huge lead right now, and I think SIMP are trying to carry the waves here and keep up the pressure, because, well, they're actually winning on every front right now, on HP, position, and damage. So, great position here for the E3, just completely blocking the middle. They can't really win the lower right, though, because if they do go over, as you said, that Waffentrager will open up.
Get massacred.
And it will be a massacre.
They took a wrong approach to that position on K0 line. I really don't know why they sent me so far away, and they just lost 2 guys there for no bloody reason. Yeah,
Red Canids have lost their bottom right-hand corner, which means SIMP are doing really well. Overlord Prime squad there are doing really nice light tactics, as in they're not pushing too hard, they're just pushing nice and slow. But Nitz gets wrecked with 1,701 and he gets taken out.
I didn't expect them to play so defensively on that side, so that was quite a nonsense, but SIMP still has a huge advantage in both health and positioning.
Nitz really overplayed and threw the game back into the open, but it's still very much in SIMP's favor. They just got to keep going. But there goes the Waffentrager. It opens up, taking out Overlord Prime. The HP gap is shortening at every shot. But there's another kill. The IS-7 has gone down, and I believe that Waffentrager must be on reload at this point. Yeah, and it's running away. It is spotted. There's some shots coming in. It's been here a few times. Mega Reminders, the last IS-7, being able to hold this bit. It looks like SIMP are going for the jugular. They're going to try and take out Red Canids. We're not going to a tiebreaker. We're not going to let this happen. We are going to show our dominance. You've had your fun, Red Canids. Now go
and tier 8 caressing a Waffen now. Oh dear. It must be really annoying for him.
Oh, but he's almost on the reload here. Actually, no, it's not good enough. Almost is not good enough. Just 10 more seconds and Red Canids might have been able to get out of the mess. But Sifi is out of ammo on the reload. 903 HP versus 4,000. It really looks like SIMP has pulled it out. They must be sweating buckets. I would like to be in SIMP's room right now. It must smell because they must have been bricking it. There's no way that SIMP were not nervous in this situation. It could not have been nice for them.
Last games they finally started playing with their brains, and they slowed down the pace and took 1 tank at a time, which is something they should have done from the start, but they definitely underestimated Canids.
Absolutely, I think we can see that from the last few games. SIMP playing normally, whereas beforehand Red Canids was able to play, and SIMP were just, they just turned off their brains, like you said. They just turned off, and they were like that. They were like, you know what, we've got this, let's just play. And it didn't work. You can't just wreck them. They've done a really nice job preparing for this tournament. It wasn't enough, but still, 3 victories against SIMP is something to be proud of.